You're about to be tested by the police, and you won't even know it's happening. Most drivers think a traffic stop is about what they say or do after the officer walks up to their window. But the real test begins long before that. In fact, it starts the second those blue lights appear in your rearview mirror. And here's the disturbing part. Nearly 70% of drivers fail this hidden police test without ever realizing they were being examined. What is this secret evaluation? And more importantly, how do you know if you've already failed it? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what police are looking for, why your automatic reactions could be working against you, and one simple change that can completely flip the outcome of your next traffic stop. But first, let me ask you something. When you see flashing lights behind you, what's your very first instinct? Do you brake suddenly? Pull over immediately? Start reaching for your wallet? Whatever your answer, I need you to hold on to it. Because that instinct might be exactly what the police are testing you on. Imagine it's late at night. You're driving home on an empty highway. Out of nowhere, red and blue lights flood your back seat. Your heart jumps. Your hands grip the wheel. You check your speedometer. You're not speeding, so why are they pulling you over? Almost every driver in this situation starts doing the same thing. They slow down fast. They look for a safe shoulder, and then before the officer even steps out of their car, they start rummaging through the glove box for their registration. Here's where it gets strange. That last move, reaching for documents before being asked, that is the first part of the hidden police test. And most drivers fail it immediately. Here's what's actually happening. Police officers are trained to observe what's called furtive movements. Any reaching, ducking, or shifting inside the vehicle before the officer approaches is considered high-risk behavior. From their perspective, you could be reaching for a weapon or hiding something illegal. And here's the cold truth. The moment they see those movements, their brain flags you as a potential threat. That flag changes everything. It dictates how close they stand, whether they call for backup, whether they ask you to step out. And most drivers have no idea this is even being measured. But the test doesn't stop there. Once the officer reaches your window, the second phase begins. They're not just listening to your words. They're watching your eyes, your hands, your breathing. They're looking for 7 specific behavioral cues that, according to law enforcement training manuals, are statistically linked to deception or impairment. Here's one you've probably never heard of: the timing discrepancy. When an officer asks, "Do you know why I stopped you?" most drivers either say no immediately or they launch into a long excuse. But the ones who hesitate for exactly 1 to 2 seconds before answering? Those drivers trigger a red flag. Too fast means you rehearsed it. Too slow means you're thinking of a lie. The natural, truthful response has a very specific rhythm, and almost nobody knows this. This is where the psychological tension really escalates. Because you might be completely innocent. You might have done nothing wrong, but your natural nervousness, your polite fumbling for your license, your instinct to explain yourself before being asked, all of these can be interpreted as signs of guilt. So what's the hidden test? It's not a breathalyzer. It's not a field sobriety exercise. It's something far more subtle. It's called the pre-contact evaluation. And every certified officer in the United States and the United Kingdom is trained to perform it before they ever say a single word to you. Think about that. You are being judged before any conversation begins. Your driving behavior when you pull over, how quickly you turn off the engine, whether your interior light comes on, whether you keep your hands visible, whether you look at the officer or look away. Here's the twist that changes the entire game. Most drivers fail this test because they're trying to be helpful. They think reaching for their license shows cooperation. But the police don't want helpful. They want predictable. They want still. They want calm. So what does passing look like? Pull over smoothly, not abruptly. Turn off the engine. Roll down your window. Keep both hands on the steering wheel where they can be seen. Wait for the officer to ask for your documents before reaching for them. Speak clearly, but don't over-explain. And here's the secret most defense attorneys won't tell you. The single best answer to "Do you know why I stopped you?" is a polite "I'm not sure, officer." It's honest, it's non-confrontational, and it doesn't give away any information you don't have to. This changes everything about how the rest of the stop unfolds. Before we go any further, I want you to think about your last traffic stop. Did you reach for your glove box right away? Did you start talking before being asked? You might have failed the test without ever knowing it. Let me know in the comments. What's your biggest fear during a traffic stop? Because here's the reality. You could be the most law-abiding driver on the road. But if you trigger the wrong cues in those first 30 seconds, you're not just getting a ticket. You're inviting a deeper investigation, a search, or worse. The real takeaway isn't about being right, it's about being perceived as non-threatening. Police officers are trained to look for anomalies. Don't be the anomaly, so the next time those lights flash behind you, remember, you're not just a driver anymore. You're a test subject. And now you finally know the questions. What will you do differently next time?